So, Warwick, we've just finished our interview with Jon-Michael Ogletree. The headline for me, right? The one big headline, the one big thing that I think folks need to know about this show is he says this at one point. There is an advantage that comes with adversity. I mean, he's sort of the emblem for that. We've had a lot of guests who've talked about that, the advantages that come from adversity. We've experienced those advantages, but that's really what, if you boiled it all down, he's someone who rests in the advantage and the advantages of his adversity. He doesn't run from them. He doesn't try to deny them. He doesn't let them overtake him. He is found advantages and opportunities from those things. And I think that's something we can all learn from.
Yeah, it's so profoundly true, Gary. He would say that he is 3'8". He has had to look up to people his whole life. He has needed help his whole life to do so many things. So some of us have this attitude of, I don't need help. I've got it. He doesn't have that advantage or disadvantage, depending on how you look at it. He has always needed help. And I think what he really shows us is the strong man or woman, the self-confident man or woman is one who says, I can't do everything. I have limitations. Some may not be quite as clear and obvious as Jon-Michael's challenges are, but we all need help. It's the strong man. It's the strong woman that says, I don't got this. I need help from people who are maybe wiser and smarter and more knowledgeable in this area, more capable. So that's, in a sense, I think from his perspective, the gift, and his disadvantage is he's always needed help, and why he's a great delegator and a great manager. He accepts the limitations, the physical limitations of his challenges, but he doesn't let them define him. And he's been able to find, gifts in that. The fact that he doesn't apologize for asking help. It doesn't define who he is just because he needs help. It means he's a confident person. So yes, he's been able to find blessings and advantages in the disadvantages. I mean, so much of coming back from adversity is reframing it, finding what are the gifts in that, what are the blessings. Like in my case, which I've shared before, growing up in this large family media business that I lost for $2.25 billion takeover in 1987. One of the advantages that I think about in the holiday times, Thanksgiving and Christmas, is I have 3 adult kids. They grew up normally in the U.S. They're all doing wonderfully with their own careers and have a strong faith and work hard. Well, if they'd grown up in the family media business, it would have been a lot more challenging. So the gift from them, from my perspective, is, as far as my kids are concerned, is they grew up differently in a more normal, healthy environment. So the fact of me losing the family business and might not have felt like a blessing to everybody, certainly, I realize, but to my kids, yes, it was a blessing. Huge advantages in not growing up in that family and media business, much less stress. They can be who I feel like they were designed to be. So yes, there can be blessings that come from disadvantages, ironically. As hard as that is to think about it, certainly at the time.
We're approaching that time. I think I'm already there where it's not ironic to me anymore when I hear people say that, because we have so many guests, to your point,
Right.
who've said it, who've lived it. They've done more than say it. They've lived it. And we've seen the joy on their faces. We've heard the joy in their voices. We've seen them laugh. That to me is the blueprint, is the map, for how you get back from your crucible. Absolutely.
I mean, really the key is, when you're going through your worst days, your worst times, is to try to see what is the blessing here? What is the learning? Like if sometimes in my case, if there are things that I should have done better, certainly that can be learnings. But when you go through adversity, what's the blessing here? What are the things I need to learn? How can I use what I've gone through to help others? That's where, healing and optimism and joy come from. It doesn't mean that you won't be triggered by things that remind you of your worst. It doesn't mean there aren't scars. that's certainly the case. But as you use what the adversity you've been through to help others and to find purpose amidst the pain, that's where joy and fulfillment and, I believe certainly as you focus on others, a life of significance can come.